Howdy friends, vinyl community, music lovers, welcome to another episode of The Vinyl Survivor. This is where I talk about albums that were pulled from my inbox or new recent purchases, let you know what I thought of each one, and let you know whether they're going to be something that's going to be staying in the collection or going away. So let's go ahead and get into this episode. First thing we have here is a classic, something a lot of people have, most people have if they like it. This is the soundtrack to 2001: A Space Odyssey. Anyway, just a pure classic. This is something I already do have in the collection. This is just an upgrade to what I already have. Really nice, clean copy of it here. Is on the MGM label, really cool label there, and just a classic, you know, that classical music space soundtrack. Also Sprach Zarathustra. So yeah, 2001: Space Odyssey. This is just an upgrade for me, and a nice one to have in any collection. Alright, next thing we have to talk about is a live album from George Benson. This is his classic live album titled Weekend in LA. This one has the, if you've heard on Broadway on the radio, you've probably heard the live version from this concert. That, unfortunately for me, was the highlight of this album, was on Broadway. The rest of it was just kind of ho-hum. I was kind of let down by this one. I was really looking forward to it. I thought I was going to be really enjoying listening to this, but maybe for me, George Benson is a better studio musician than a live musician. That was just the feeling I got from this concert. Overall, just kind of ho-hum. Yeah, nice looking 2 LP set here, but not very interesting. So I don't think I'm going to be keeping this one in the collection. The Warner Brothers Palm Tree label. So yeah, George Benson, Weekend in LA, not going to be staying in the collection. Just didn't do anything for me, unfortunately. Just, yeah, I was kind of let down by this one. Alright, next thing we have here is Billy Cobham with Simplicity of Expression and Depth of Thought. Kind of an interesting cover art there. Sort of has two covers. This is from 1977. Here is a lyric insert on this one. Yeah, there's actually vocals on here. So unfortunately, that made it kind of weird for me, and I didn't really enjoy this one either. Red Columbia label from 1978. Yeah, just unfortunately for me, it's one of those albums that sounds very dated. It has that sort of 80s or late 70s, early 80s sort of funky, soft jazz, vocally kind of sound that really just doesn't do it for me. This is another one that I'm not going to be keeping in the collection. Alright, moving on to something a little bit better. This is the album Black Market from Weather Report, 1976 on this one. Of course, Weather Report are a well-known fusion jazz group, and they're highly regarded, I guess you could say, in the jazz fusion genre. They're well known. Their albums are easy to find. This one is no different. And it's just great. You know, you got Wayne Shorter, Jaco Pastorius on here. Really cool album from them. Really enjoyable fusion jazz kind of stuff here. Some more cool artwork on the inner sleeve here. This one's also on the Red Columbia label. And just a great jazz fusion album. Really enjoyed this one. It's going to be staying in the collection. I like Weather Report, and I like this album. And you know, their album, Weather Report, is a band that you can find in dollar bins and thrift stores. And if you like jazz fusion, they're always worth $1 in my opinion, just to hear. And this one is a good one. It's a keeper. So. Alright, next up, moving on to some comedy, we have another album here from National Lampoon, and this is titled That's Not Funny, That's Sick, from 1977. This one features Bill Murray and Christopher Guest, as well as several other people, which I'm not really recognizing, not real big names, but it's a funny National Lampoon skit comedy kind of album. A little National Lampoon custom label there. Again, another really funny National Lampoon album. These are always pretty enjoyable, pretty funny, timeless. I guess you could say, you know, they're of the times, but they're still funny today, which is really good. Really good sign of good comedy. So yeah, that's another album from National Lampoon. That's not funny. That's sick. Another keeper in the collection. All right, moving back to the Weather Report collection here. We have This Is Tail Spinnin' from 1975. Another great album from Weather Report. I think I might have liked this one better than Black Market. This is a really nice album. Really, really free and open. Some fireworks there. Some liner notes. Again, on the Red Columbia label. So yeah, that's another great fusion jazz album from Weather Report, Tail Spinnin'. This is another one. Check it out if you see it cheap. It's a good album. Okay, next thing we got here, moving back into the National Lampoon album. This is titled Gold Turkey from 1975 on this one as well. Another, you know, National Lampoon skit album kind of thing. This is right around the beginning of SNL. But you have Christopher Guest, Bill Murray, John Belushi, Chevy Chase, Harold Ramis. Just a bunch of really classic comedians. Gilda Radner is on here. Some great classic comedians. Some really funny skits. Once again, of the times, but timeless. Very funny now today even. Really enjoyed this one as well. That's on the Epic Records label. So National Lampoon's Gold Turkey is staying in the collection. Alright, next up, moving on to a soundtrack here. We have the soundtrack to Young Frankenstein, a Mel Brooks film from 1975 on this one. Gene Wilder, Peter Boyle, Cloris Leachman, Marty Feldman. Nice gatefold with scenes from the movie. I've actually not seen Young Frankenstein before, and I was not really that interested in this soundtrack. I didn't enjoy it. It was on the ABC Records label. So yeah, Young Frankenstein, not going to be staying in the collection, unfortunately. Just didn't do anything for me, didn't make me want to see the movie. Just kind of boring to me anyway. So not going to be keeping that one. Alright, next up, back with another piece of comedy here. This is one I bought. It was sealed when I bought it. I opened it up and listened to it. This is Martin Mull, No Hits, 4 Errors, the best of Martin Mull. I guess sort of a southern comedian. He's on Capricorn Records, which is out of Georgia. Macon, Georgia, I think is where they were based out of. Macon, Georgia. 1977 on this one. Did not find this funny at all. At times it was racist, straight up racist, I thought. You would not get away with this today if you tried to put out an album like this. So, this just didn't interest me at all. As I said, on the Capricorn Records label. This was a letdown for me, not funny at all, and I can't recommend this one, so not going to be keeping this one at all. Alright, and last but not least, today we have a Stone Cold classic from Eric Clapton. This is Slowhand, 1977, the year I was born. This one has Cocaine, Wonderful Tonight, Lay Down Sally, just a classic Eric Clapton album. On the RSO Records label. This is another one of those sort of dollar bin darlings. They sold millions and millions of these, so there's no reason to pay a lot of money for this one. It's just a good solid dollar bin record and an enjoyable Eric Clapton album. That's going to do it for this episode of the Vinyl Survivor. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please stay tuned. We got lots more to come, and please subscribe if you're not already so you'll be kept up to date when new episodes arrive. Thanks for watching. See you again real soon. Cheers.